Hey guys, so this isn't gonna be a fun video to make. I just tried to record one and it was 50 minutes long. So, what I want to do today is have a response to this video, which was made about partly me. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video and give you guys my thoughts and clarify things on what happened on my side of the story. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to give you guys like beforehand, but I don't think there is. So let's just jump into it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I answer your guys' questions here.
And today's video is not a fun one. This is definitely going to be a serious video that I think I've needed to talk about for a really long time. And in fact, I did several times try to talk about this in the past, and
So I wanna make a point on that this video has been made, I think, at least like around this subject 3 separate times by the same person. So that's what she's referring to.
was shut down repeatedly. However, I think now with today's climate and everything currently going on in this scene, it's a very appropriate and much needed thing I need to post. It's recently come to my attention on Twitter that a lot of people, I'm sorry, like I've recorded this so many times and I'm going to be incredibly uncomfortable through this whole video.
Oh, let me speed
It's
it
just
up.
how it's going
Sorry.
to be. No matter how many times I record this, I'm going to be uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable topic. Just ignore that. I'm going to try to keep myself as professional and composed as possible throughout this, just to relate.
Yeah, I'm also gonna be trying to do that. Just I want to keep things as like calm and respectful as possible. Like I want to actually have like a discussion here with you guys and clarify things. I don't want to just sling hate back and forth, because like she said, these videos have happened before, and then I end up making a response video, and then she makes a response video, and then it just goes back and forth, and that's what I don't want to happen. Um, I just want to go over what she says and just give my side of the story, right? I don't want to get in a war over this stuff. That happened a lot back in the day, and it mostly comes from people like not being able to be respectful, and they'll just attack either one of us. You know, the people on her side will attack me, or the people on my side will attack her, and I'm trying to keep that as minimal because that'll make it a lot less stressful for both of us.
Facts. I also want to say that I'm not accusing anyone of anything illegal. Immoral is a different story.
And she makes this point a lot during the video. It's immoral, not illegal, right? And I think this is very important because I have not done anything illegal throughout this entire video. Anything that she brings up, anything that we went to court over was somebody else. It wasn't me. I have not done anything legally speaking wrong.
And anything, actually, any crimes that I'm going to be talking about in this video have already been proven in a court of law. So any evidence that
And she talks about court a lot. Just keep in mind, this is against another girl. We'll call her A. We'll just call her A for the purposes of the video.
has already been taken to court in a case that was ruled in my favor, so I am free to talk about it. However, I will be keeping certain names out of this story for my own safety. You've already seen the title, so you kind of know what this is about. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, recently on Twitter, the concept of Brian Stars, my former manager and coworker in my digital escape, was protecting some very bad people. We all know this. Austin Jones, who is now a convicted for producing and consuming child. I'm also going to be censoring these words probably because I do want this story to get out there, and I don't want YouTube to suppress it because we're talking about real life subjects that happen. But yes, so we know Austin Jones. There's many other stories coming out that I'm not really a part of or aware of or privy to the details, so I'm not going to be talking about those people. However, there is one case that directly affects me more than anybody that, like I said, I tried to talk about on YouTube a few times that have been shut down throughout the years, and I think it just needs to be said, it needs to be heard, and I think people need to be aware that this kind of behavior is occurring and probably will continue to occur with certain people in this scene and this industry. So I guess let's begin with who I am talking about. I'm going to be talking about my ex Diegosaurs, or Diego Navarrete. Most people know him as Diegosaurs. For a long time, he was really just known as my ex-boyfriend, but recently he has been promoted in the gaming scene by the likes of big names like Ninja. I really don't know anything about gaming, so he's the only streamer I know. But he has been promoting him. They have been, as far as I can tell, doing competitions or something together. I don't know, whatever. He is coming back into the spotlight, and that's why I think this needs to be talked about. I dated Diegosaurs about 5 years ago now. When I was 18, I'm about to be 23. He is about to be 24 in August, so just keep that in mind as we talk about this story. He is not the person who assaulted me. I'd like to get that right off the bat. I'd like to get that clear.
Okay, so that's a big thing. Now she's just laying the groundwork right now, but I am not the one. She's gonna talk about a court case we have to do, and I am not the one that's cited in the court case. I'm not the one that any of the evidence against. I merely testified for her. That's all I did in the court case.
He did a lot of shitty stuff to me, but he is not the person that assaulted me. Alright, let's just begin. he sought me out on YouNow. Many of you guys know I used to broadcast on YouNow, and that was really where he had most of his fan base. And our relationship began when he would send his fans over in droves to spam my chat with Diego thinks you're cute, Diego wants your number, Diego's gonna hit.
Okay, so that's a thing. She tried to make it seem like I didn't have a platform like 5 seconds ago whenever she was talking about people only knew me for being her boyfriend, but now she's talking about you now and how I had all these fans go and harass her to talk to her. That's not what happened at all. Anybody who's a streamer will know that sometimes chats like to go into other chats and say stuff the streamer didn't say. That's definitely what happened to me, because I never told anyone to go and tell her to give me her number. I wouldn't do that, or tell her that she's hot or anything like that. I remember seeing her on the website the first time she was on, and I mentioned to my stream, Shannon's streaming on this website. That's cool. We were streaming on YouNow, which is it was a live streaming platform back in the day for IRL streamers. That's what I did, and I had a lot of followers on there. So when I saw that Shannon was on there, and she was a big YouTuber, she was just an MDE, which is a collab channel, which is going to be brought up a lot. And I said, oh, Shannon's on here now. That's cool. And my chat must have just, did what chats do and do stupid shit.
Respond to Diego. Diego wants your number. Diego wants your number. Send Diego your number.
But no, I was not the one like egging her on to come talk to me. Like, no, that just wasn't it.
It was like just very overwhelming, and at first I relented and I didn't give it to him. I didn't even DM him, but eventually I did DM him. I did give him my number. Yada yada yada. I wasn't interested at first, but eventually he was very manipulative and charming, in my opinion, and got me.
He was very manipulative and charming. So
won me over, essentially.
Okay.
Now, upon winning me over, we were not.
I don't know why it has to be like that. Like, we talked and we liked each other, dude. Why do you have to be like, he was manipulative and charming? Like, what does that even mean? Can you like talk to me about that? Like, how was I manipulating you into liking me? I don't get it.
Dating. I have never met him. We only talked via FaceTime, Skype, online. We had a pretty public, like, flirtatious relationship, but we were not together at this point. However, I did want to see if this is something I wanted to pursue, so we started talking about me possibly coming to visit him where he lives in Colorado Springs.
And this is very important that she mentioned that we have a very public relationship. Me and her were very flirty online because she was a big YouTuber, I was a big live streamer, and we both had big Twitters, so we had a very flirtatious relationship, like tweeting each other, hearts and whatnot. And then she planned to come see me, and what we did was we had a countdown in our Twitter bios, right? Like, it started at like 22 or something, and then it went all the way down to 0. And on 0, she was gonna land and come see me. That's whenever we planned for the day.
Wrong. After I had minor semantics of this may be incorrect, but I think it was after I had already booked my plane ticket, or we were in the process of booking the plane ticket. He told me there was just one minor little problem about me coming, and obviously I said, what is the problem? Tell me, I'm curious. You should have probably told me this a while ago, but let's hear it. And he tells me that he has a fan and he does describe her as a fan to me.
And I don't know, I would love to see like where this comes from, because she says that I described this girl as a fan. I don't remember ever doing that. She hasn't shown any proof of that, so I'm gonna go with she's remembering that wrong or something, because there's no way that I would describe the girl as a fan, because she definitely wasn't. Her name is A, the girl that I mentioned earlier, and she's somebody that I was dating at the time. We weren't really official. And I mean, there's proof of that. She was talking to other guys. I wasn't really talking to anybody else, but it wasn't like we were boyfriend girlfriend, right? We weren't a single like unit thing yet. We were just going on dates and talking, and it turned out she wasn't really a nice person. She was actually really mean. I would do live streams and she would be mean to my fans, and I remember one day I literally told her to just like get out of my house and for her friend to come pick her up, and then I never saw her like on my own terms ever again. I saw her at events and stuff like that, but I never saw her on my own terms. I never invited her back into my life or anything like that. I told her that we were done and I didn't want to see her anymore. She was just a mean person, dude. And I mean, obviously we're gonna get to why she's a mean person, but she was mean to me. She wasn't very nice to my family, and she wasn't very nice to my fans either. So I ended up breaking it off with this person. But that's who we were. Now, Shannon, I don't know where this disconnect happened, where she thought that she's a fan, because I don't remember ever telling her that. I don't know why I would ever tell her that. That just doesn't seem right. I did not tell her that she was my ex-girlfriend, because she wasn't really my ex-girlfriend, but she wasn't a fan either. So it was just, I don't know.
Who is ravenously obsessed with him and is under the impression.
Yes, and she wanted to get back with me after we broke up too. That's important. That's why she disliked Shannon. She wanted to get back with me after I told her, no, I don't want to be with you anymore. We had fights about it I remember at VidCon she had her friends come up and try to get me to go back with her, and I didn't want to be with her anymore. So that was that.
This is the person I'm not going to name, because this person is the person who ended up stalking and assaulting me, stalking over a various period of months and eventually tracking me down and assaulting me in person. This is the person. I reread, this person I'm sure is watching this. I would like if
This is us her talking to the person telling her not to talk to her.
And I make the trip to Colorado to visit him for the first time to see if this is a relationship I want to pursue. Little known, unbeknownst to me, this unnamed girl, had been watching my social media presence for weeks.
This is why it's important where I told you guys the countdown. The countdown is important because that's how she knew whenever Shannon was going to come. And Shannon even posted a picture of her going to the airport on her Twitter. So the other girl knew that she was coming to the airport and tried to find out where she was.
And analyzing everything I was doing, everywhere I was going, and she had an inkling, I guess, that I was going to meet up with Diego, and sure enough, she found where I was. I would like, at this point, to show you, this is my court documents, a little raggedy.
Okay, these are the documents from the court case, but keep in mind, these are not documents that have anything to do with me. Okay, I am not in them, I'm not talking in them. This is between A and B. B is just whoever A happens to be talking to. It's some random person, nothing to do with the case, nothing to do with the situation that we're in.
Documents which I've talked about on live streams before. Can't really show you because it has a lot of personal information. However, I will be reading through the evidence that I took to court because it tells my stalker story in her own words, which I think is more disturbing than anything I can put into words for you. So at this point, I'd like to delve into my stalking and my assault.
And these are just screenshots of
on social media. That is a specific part of my documents. It's a specific clause in my order, and
okay, she's just going through like she has a restraining order against a person. She's just going through it right now.
The first page of evidence she sends emails out on the screen, but this is.
Okay, this is the picture I was talking about where she posted a picture that she was going to the airport. A must have saw this and realized that she was going to the airport, so she went to the airport as well.
I blurred it on purpose because I was kind of hinting at a surprise collaboration between me and an airplane on it. And she says, knew it. This is talking to...
Okay, now these are text messages between, A and B. So these are the text messages between them. Once again, this is not me, nothing to do with me at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip through this because she's just reading through these. They're very vulgar messages of A explaining what she's gonna do whenever she gets to the airport.
From part of the conversation, a couple hours later, she says, "I've been having butterflies in my stomach since last night."
Okay, she's still going.
So much of her threatening.
And I'm only skipping past that because it's nothing to do with me. We have to get to
in these messages that,
the things she's talking about me
anyways,
with.
Conversation. She says, "God, I can't believe I fucking called this. If I was right about everything so far, her don't want to agree that's covering up a crime scene. So congrats. I'll message you when this. Who does this?
More evidence. Yes, the girl was crazy. You're 100% right.
That's my opinion. Now we're skipping to the point of the conversation she is having with this guy in Twitter DMs, where she has already assaulted me. Anything that I could have heard, liar to thousands of people, and all she kept saying, she being me, "I'm sorry, I'm stunned. Are you that fucking dumb that you don't realize what you display?"
These are still evidence of the assault case.
Was that this girl was
okay, and then this is where the confusion comes.
Which is true. I didn't until I.
She for some reason only knows of A as like a crazy fan, but I don't remember telling her that at all. So I don't know where she's getting that from. So she doesn't know who this girl is whenever she assaults her. She goes to the airport and she pours a bottle of pee on Shannon at the airport whenever she first got here. That's what happened with the assault.
I had already booked this flight, and it was the impression Diego gave me was that this girl was a fan. And I was like, back to reading this, so being my stalker again, and I was like, bullshit. Diego said he told you everything because clearly he's an honest guy. And she was like, well, maybe he was.
Well, that's the thing is, I don't exactly. What do I tell her? Like, that I have this psycho girl that I dated that is crazy, or I don't know what I'm supposed to tell her here. I already broke it off with her, and then that's all I can do, right? Like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to tell her about this girl. I had no idea that she was coming to do this, otherwise it would have been different.
And I was like, you both fucking lied, meaning both me and Diego. And then I mentioned the whole twisting, putting words in my mouth and playing it off as harassment and using her illness as an accessory, meaning my alopecia, which I don't think I've ever done. Go ahead, all I'm doing is bitching you out. And then I fell out a bottle of her own urine and poured it on my head in the airport. The original goal was to get me to swing first and fight her with the things she was saying to me, which were incredibly vulgar, incredibly horrible.
Okay, and yeah, they didn't end up fighting. All that happened was the pee water thing, but it was still it's still assault. It's still classified as assault. But once again, this has nothing. This has nothing to do with me.
Horrible. Lots of comments about my alopecia, lots of comments about me being a whore and a cunt, and etc. etc. But I'm not an asshole, so I just apologized and tried to de-escalate because I am an eerily calm person when confronted, and essentially all she could get out of me was nothing. So she poured a bottle of her own urine on my head, which she brought as a backup plan. Is classified as an I was assaulted. It wasn't a full fist fight like she had hoped, but I was assaulted with this crazy person's urine. This is all happening before I ever met Diego. I had literally.
Yeah, at this point, we're literally waiting for her at the airport curbside, and she is inside, and this whole thing happens.
Stepped off a plane, had not even gotten my bags yet, and I was soaked in this person's urine. So that's great. There's several more accountings through these Twitter DMs with her and other YouTubers about what happened. I did meet Diego. I did file a police report, and I did continue to press a civil matter. However, this person, my stalker, continued to stalk and harass me.
Yeah, so we filed the restraining order, the assault order, and then A kept going off on Twitter with threats and stuff like that. So she continued escalating the situation.
On my location while I was in Colorado, and at this point I was no longer able to leave Colorado because I had a pending posting threats about coming for me with said gun. I'll blur all of that out. Let's see. Got several more. Sit on you, too bad I don't have acid spit. And one of the friends that she was communicating, planning this proves my point. However, this is dealt with. This assault, this stalker, as of now, is dealt with. And like I said, if this girl, just because I didn't want to stay in Colorado anymore. However, you might be wondering, how do I have my stalker's Twitter DMs? And that's a really, really poignant part of this case and this video. Why do I have private messages from my stalker and attacker? And the answer is because Diegosaurs, my love interest at the time, had access to all of these DMs.
I had access to them. I didn't know that I had access to them though. The messages were on an iPad at my house because her Twitter was logged into the iPad. So I had an iPad at my house. A would use it when she came over. So obviously she logged in on her Twitter. Obviously she didn't log out before I ever kicked her out or whatever, or not kicked her out, but told her that I didn't want to see her ever again. And then we found the iPad, and then I said, hey, these messages are on here. We could use these in court. That's how she got the messages. I don't understand.
In real time.
She thinks that I had the messages all along, and I knew that A was planning this. Which doesn't make any sense. If I knew that all that was gonna go down, why wouldn't I, try to intervene or warn you, right? She thinks that I knew the entire time, which I did not.
This was happening. He knew she was planning this assault. He knew she actually came to the airport. He knew she was there, and he never said anything to me. And we are fucking lucky that all she did was pour a bottle of piss on me, because I know.
Once again, she doesn't show any proof of me knowing. This is pure speculation at this point. She literally, how can she say that I knew?
And it could have been much worse. He knew. The entire time, all he had to do was say, stay at your gate. There's someone there to hurt you, and he never said anything. And the craziest thing is I never put this together until...
And this is the thing. She says she never put this together until we went to court. But how does that make any sense, right? How did it take getting to court, but you'd be like, he knew the entire time? At what point did you make this up is my question.
Right after the fact, when I was actually in court, Diego did testify on my behalf in this civil case about this assault and me getting this protection order, which again...
Yes, I testified on her behalf because we needed to prove that I was in a relationship with her and that I was not in a relationship with the other girl. So we proved that. We proved that I was never in a relationship with her and that we were never boyfriend-girlfriend. That's what I proved. And that I was in a relationship with Shannon. So whenever we proved that, it escalated it to a domestic violence case because whenever you assault someone's future partner, it becomes a domestic violence case. So that was my purpose. That's what I was there to do.
I will reiterate that I did win with flying colors. Not only did the judge say that she had never seen so much incriminating evidence, this isn't even all of it. I also had video evidence, flash drives full of it that I played on a TV for the court. So much evidence. Not only did she say that, but she looked at me and said, you need to stay away from this young man because when he testified, albeit on your behalf, he was smiling the entire...
Okay, and this is it's just silly. Anybody that knows me, that watches my streams or knows me as a person, I smile unconsciously all the time. It's just how I am, especially whenever I'm in like kind of awkward situations. I kind of just like, you know, I'm not like full blown smiling, but I have a smirk on my face. It makes me uncomfortable, and that's what I do. Whenever I would get in trouble in school, sometimes I would like smile, and my teachers would get really pissed off at me for it. Like I don't know, dude. That wasn't. I wasn't smiling because I was happy to be in court testifying against this girl who's crying her eyes out, and Shannon who's really pissed off, and the girl's dad was there, and I knew her dad, and he was pretty cool. So this whole situation was just like really awkward for me. It was super awkward. It was my first time ever being in court in the first place, and this is what I was doing. I didn't know what to do. So yes, I'm sorry that I was smiling at the podium. That's probably like not appropriate, but like it wasn't because I was happy to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Entire time. He loves this, is what the judge said to me. He loves that he got to pit two young women against each other and manipulate them both from completely different standpoints, and it ended up in this perfect storm of you getting assaulted. The judge said this. I'm not saying this. The judge said this. She told me I needed to probably press criminal charges if that was something I could do, and I told her I was not going to because it.
You couldn't press criminal charges against me. I've done nothing wrong legally speaking. Like, I don't know what you would press charges for. You can't prove any of the things that you're saying right now. So I don't know.
It meant staying with him, with Diego, because I knew I couldn't afford a hotel for months. You know, my parents couldn't. This assault, and also I did reference this case on Twitter as a domestic violence assault case, because in the state of Colorado, attacking a former partner's new partner is legally domestic violence. So I spent a lot of time during that trip that you guys saw the good parts of on YouNow, spending time talking to attorneys, to my parents, to victims, advocacies. None of what you saw was actually what was real, and in my opinion, the entire time I was there, I think Diego was trying to sabotage my court case. He purposely woke up late the day of my court case.
Okay, that's just completely untrue. I did not wake up late on purpose for your court date. We were up all night working on the evidence. So you guys saw all the evidence that she has with all the screenshots and all that jazz. We were working on that all fucking night. And I went to take a nap before we left, and I woke up like 15 minutes late or something like that. We still made it to the courthouse, but I wasn't trying to sabotage your court date. Okay, I wasn't trying to stop you from going to court by waking up a little late.
Told me he printed evidence when he didn't.
I don't even know what she's talking about with the printing evidence. Well, remember, this was like, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years ago. Printed evidence when you didn't. I think what happened, I remember us having to go get ink. I probably set the papers to be printed, but then we didn't have ink, so they didn't print. So we had to go run to the store and grab ink from Walmart. I remember doing that. I remember going and picking up ink. So that's probably what happened. I didn't mean to sabotage your court appearance. Like, shit happens, dude.
I mean, it's just astounding. He, above all else, he knew this was about to happen and did nothing.
Once again, that's pure speculation. There's no evidence of me knowing. I never told you that I know. You came up with that on your own with no evidence at all. So I don't know how you're saying that.
Continued after the fact, after I got home and we broke up, to continue to harass me on social media. He even started a #1 trending tag.
Okay, so this stuff with the harassing each other on social media, like we both made videos about each other after we broke up. Like we're both at fault for that. Like, the shit was really stupid, right? And that's what I'm trying to move past now, is I don't want to get in these wars where it's like my side versus yours. And we had those wars, but you have to realize that I got just as much of the shit as you. Like, all the death threats that you get, and all the people telling you that you're wrong and you're lying, and I get the same shit, because there's obviously two sides to the story, and people pick one side and then latch onto it. So what she's about to bring up is the
on social media,
the hashtag
party or something.
No, we never did a Shannon is over party. What I did was, this was like 2 years after these original events. I was just chilling, doing my own thing, and then all of a sudden, on Twitter, I see a video pop up. It's the same shit that's happening right now, where her boyfriend at the time, Tyler, made a video with her claiming that I cheated on her, and that I was doing inappropriate things or whatever. That video I think has since been deleted, so I can't really cite it too much. But that's where the hashtag came from, because I was over it at that time, right? Like, I just wanted to move on and move past all this shit. So I made a hashtag, and this was with good intentions, but it was a really stupid idea. I made a hashtag called Stop Shannon, which was basically telling her to please stop making videos of me. Like, stop making your boyfriend, or stop allowing your boyfriend to make videos of me. I just kind of want to be left alone and move past all this stuff. That's what the hashtag was. Really stupid looking back on it, because people went to the hashtag and said a bunch of mean things like, oh, Shannon, you're X and X, or they just started insulting her and stuff like that, and that's not what the purpose or the message was. So it was a really dumb idea. But trying to...
I was the abuser?
I never called you an abuser, but trying to, like, say that you've been the one that's received, like, all of the hate is just not true, because I think it's very clear that both of us have gone through the same shit regarding the social media fights.
When in reality, I had literally just spent a month sitting in my personal hell awaiting a court date so I could have paper protection from his, I guess, ex-girlfriend who he actually was dating and lied to me about, and lied to her about the situation as well. Like, none of this had happened. So we know now why I...
Well, I mean, I explained the situation. I think my explanation makes sense, but I think that the disconnect there is that the girl who assaulted you, like, didn't want to believe that you had nothing to do with us not being together. She wanted to believe that you were the reason that we weren't together, so she went and attacked you. I think that's where the disconnect is.
I personally think he is equally culpable in that attack. Not legally, but morally, he knew it was about to happen, and some part of...
Once again, you can't...
Because he let it happen.
You don't have any evidence of that,
so
though.
We're gonna take
Once again,
a little bit now, just really quick. And we talked about Brian Stars in the beginning of this video, and him protecting people such as Boston Jones and other people in the industry that are slowly coming out of the woodworks. Alright, sorry guys, my camera overheated, and honestly I did too a little bit, so need that for a second, but I'm now going to talk about what I was about to talk about. Bringing everything full circle, we started this video with Brian protecting people, and I would like to share how I feel he is personally involved in this situation and protecting Diego. Like I said, the aftermath after this assault and our inevitable breakup, he did everything, he being Diego, did everything he could to tarnish my reputation online and harass me, just make me feel small and terrible and shitty, and it worked.
Once again, yeah, I don't know if you're not realizing it or you're choosing not to realize it. But we both get that, though. That's the thing. Whenever we get in a fight over social media, your fans are going to take your side, my fans are going to take my side. Some people will swap, but at the end of the day, it's just a horrible fight that does no good for anybody.
Worked. It was maybe the most depressed I've ever been in my entire life, to have so many people turn against me for something that I didn't do. In fact, was done to me. The only thing I did in this relationship was essentially get assaulted and then end it.
Yeah, but I understand that the assault happened at the start of our relationship, but you keep tying it to me. That's the thing. Like, I am not the one that assaulted you. Like, did I react appropriately when it happened with enough care or with enough understanding? Maybe not, right? But like, I am not the one that did that to you, though, and I did not willingly let it happen either. That's the thing. That's where this is kind of getting so misconstrued, where people are pretending that I'm the one that did all this to you, and that's just not the case.
Amongst being, the social media drama that culminated from this event and the massive backlash on everyone involved, rightfully so for some, and I would say unrightfully so for me, my manager at the time got involved, my manager being Brian Stars, and told me I had to absolutely knock it off and stop what I was doing online in terms of trying to talk about the situation and expose the people involved for who they were and what happened. Brian said I absolutely had to stop, and in fact, he sat me down. I was in person with him at this point. Brian sat me down and wrote out a statement for me to post on my social media about ceasing this drama and everything. And
I remember this, but she doesn't recall talking. I'm trying to remember this because I remember making this tweet that the drama was over and that we're gonna put it behind us, right? All this stuff that's happened, like all this stuff that she's talking about in this video has been talked about already, and then we buried the hatchet with this, right? This was almost at the end of 2016. I think, or no, this wasn't it. I think we still had one more falling out after this with her boyfriend, maybe. Or maybe this was around the same time and this was at the end of that. The timing is weird, but either way, we talked to each other, and we figured out, like, this whole time I've been talking about how, like, whenever we're fighting, people pick sides and they fight each other and they fight each other, and it's not good for either one of us. It's mentally exhausting. It's fucking draining. It's depressing. It sucks, right? So we talked, and we were both gonna put out statements. We both say that we fucked up, and we're just gonna move on, right? And you can even see she says we talked last night, and decided it's time to put this behind us and move forward. But then she claims that we never talked in the video, so the evidence doesn't even match up with the video. So I don't understand.
This occurred to me because after posting my statement that Brian wrote out for me, Diego posted an almost identical statement on.
Yes, I did, because we talked about the statements that we were going to make, me and her. We both decided on statements that we were going to make, and we both posted them.
His social media that I knew Brian had helped him word. And this.
And maybe Brian did reach out to me and help me word it, but.
This when it occurred to me that not only was I Brian's client, Diego was also Brian's client.
No. Brian was never my client. I was never signed to him. Never really even did a contract with him or a deal or anything. I have never done anything contractually wise with Brian Stars.
All of this drama amidst my assaults that Brian knew about and everyone knew about, frankly, Brian signed him as a client on the same management label as me.
I didn't.
Me? Brian also knew about all of this, and behind my back.
No, he didn't know because he wasn't signed to me.
And everyone in MDE's back, he signed him and many other shitty people that we didn't know about. We didn't know for the longest time Austin Jones was still signed to the same management as us, even going.
Yeah, but she's trying to put, like, me and Austin Jones in the same bucket. That's crazy, dude. Like, come on. Like, I wasn't even signed to the guy in general, but why are you, like, that's just making it, like, that's making it seem so much worse than it is.
Allegedly, that's what I've heard. Again, I'm not trying to get sued. Anything I'm saying is allegedly what I've heard, besides the stuff that's already been proven in a court of law. Yeah, and it gets worse from there, honestly, because there's other things Brian knew about involving Diego, and this is really where I feel the story is ultimately important to share, because this is now not just affecting me and my internal. And
now we're out of, like, our personal drama. That was personal drama and it sucked. But now we're into, like, the more serious stuff, right? And this is what I really wanted to make the video on. I almost wish that this was at the beginning of the video so we didn't have to get through all this. But
did in back in the day affect a lot of young people for reasons I'm about to get into, and the title kind of hints at. This is where things get really fucked up, and I've been trying to blow the whistle on this as well for years, but again, all I got in return was trending hashtags about how I'm over and just onslaught of abuse from social media. There's a thing that Diego does, and again, I'm not arguing the legality of it. I'm not saying it's illegal in any capacity. I am saying it's creepy as fuck, and morally this needs to be something people know about, if you're considering ever meeting this person on a tour or anything, because that was where all of this went down, and due to recent exposure from the gaming community, such as people like Ninja, he's getting a platform again, and I know he's going to use his platform. I mean, I don't know, but I can assume he's going to use his platform for this again, because this is what it was used for a very, very long time. Sorry guys, my stupid fucking camera keeps overheating, but I'm honestly kind of glad it just did, again, because it gave me a second to gather some evidence and information about what I'm going to say, and just, like, kind of put it together. Not only did Diego meet me via bombarding me with his fans on social media.
That's not how it happened, dude.
He has also had a habit of, in my opinion, crossing the line with young girls he meets on tour. And Brian was well aware of this as well, because this was a lot of where our descent, me and my descent with Diego personally began, even before realizing he was as culpable as I currently feel he is for my attack by his other girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. I really don't know who the fuck even to this day, who she was to him. He lied about everything, so I don't know. But he also, like I said, is using his influence to do this bullshit. There's this thing he did that was kind of a running joke in MDE and, like, the Scene Kid community. Diego would stage kiss fans without beating around the bush. And he may still do it. I really don't know. These pictures are all.
Okay, I don't do it anymore. That's why the only picture she's gonna find is, like, from at least 4 years ago. But for those of you that don't know what a stage kiss is, because she portrays it in this video, but it's wrong, and you can see it in all the pictures. A stage kiss is where you put your hands together, your thumbs together, and then the hands go on the side of the face so you kiss. Okay, the lips never touch. Okay, I'm not trying to like downplay or anything. I'm just trying to give you guys an actual representation of what that is. They do it a lot in they call it a stage kiss because it's done in plays, right? Because it looks good on camera. It looks good, like, if you're watching somebody do it, it looks like a real kiss. It looks good in movies, but it's not a real kiss, so you don't actually have to kiss the person. So if you're taking an acting class and you get a role with somebody, you don't want to kiss them, you do a stage kiss. So that's what a stage kiss is.
All publicly on Instagram that I am about to show you. So nothing. I really didn't have to dig very hard. I just went through his tags to find these pictures, and just from memory, I know there are dozens more. These are just the ones I could find going through a very specific Instagram tag, which is.
And let me explain why these even happened. I guess I need to explain why these even happened, so you guys can get some like groundwork to work off of. I would go on tours. So she's talking about the Boys of Summer tour, where my job was to be a personality there, and people would buy meet and greet tickets, where they were called Gold Circle tickets, and these tickets can be anywhere from like $130 to like $350. And what they get to do is we go sit in the venue. Okay, I'm just standing here with like a table and a pen, maybe to sign autographs, and you get to come in and meet me for like 10-15 seconds, hang out, get a picture, say bye, and then after the meet and greet's done, there would be a show that would start. So what I would do is just stand there, take the picture, and they would go. But it was like probably like on average like 200-300 people at a time. So we'd be there for a long time. We'd meet a lot of people, and so sometimes people wanted certain pictures. Sometimes people just wanted like, I don't know, like lame stuff, like them picking you up or you picking them up, or sometimes people would want kisses on the cheek, or sometimes people would want the stage kiss. And it's not about the actual kiss itself. That's the thing I need to like reiterate here. I had no desire to actually do a stage kiss with anybody. If it were my preferred way, I would just give everyone hugs and we would go on our merry way, okay? But they pay a lot of money. They wait in line a long time. They drive for a while. And whenever they come and like meet me in the line, all I want is for their experience to be good, right? I don't want to deny them that picture. I don't want to be like, I'm not going to kiss you on the cheek. Let's do another pose. I've learned to do that now, but whenever I was younger, I wouldn't do that. I would just cave and I would do it. But that's why I said I haven't done it in like 4 years, because it's been something that I realized wasn't like right to do. It was inappropriate, so I stopped doing it. But that's like the groundwork of what would happen. It wasn't like I was just going around to like random girls like, hey, give me a stage kiss. Like, no, it was only for pictures at meet and greets and stuff like that. It never happened besides then.
Really saying something about how many of these photos probably exist. The stage kiss essentially was a real kiss. He would just put his thumb right here on.
Okay, and this is the part where I feel like the video is just being disingenuous, because this is not a stage kiss. Okay, you don't go up and do this, and you won't see me do that in any of the photos she's gonna show you. If that's what a stage kiss is, why am I not doing it in all of the photos? And then why are you saying that I'm stage kissing if that's not even what you think it is, right? And I feel like she's being purposefully like just, oh, but you just cover it down here. No, it's this. Okay, we do it like this. There's a lot more than this. And I feel like she's being disingenuous because she wants people to think it's a bigger deal than it is. Once again, I'm not trying to downplay what it actually is, but I am trying to be realistic so you guys can have an actual like opinion about it, rather than thinking it's this and having an opinion on this when this is not what was happening at all.
His bottom lip. So somehow that was better, I guess. And the running joke in MDE and everything was, like, come over here, let me give you a stage blowjob. I'll just put my thumb there and it doesn't count. It's not cheating. It's not, it's not sexual assault. Especially
okay,
that's some of these girls. And at this point, I'm going
that's not the same thing.
Chance. Honestly, not so off chance.
A blowjob is not a kiss. I know it's a joke, but still.
Are underage. In the spotlight for this is not their fault.
I'm trying to get to the pictures.
Is well under the age of 18 in these photos are essentially from was 20 years old, 19 at the end of being 19 or 20 years old. I honestly think he was 20 because he's about to be 24 in August. So 2016, I'm gonna say he was 20. And actually, yes, he was 20 because these pictures are from September 2016, so he was already 20 if these timestamps are accurate. So I'm gonna begin because I'm seeing a lot of guys torn apart for, rightfully so, but for below the West ones for a while. And honestly, I don't know why just no one ever gave a fuck.
I'm trying to find the pictures.
Torn apart for, rightfully so, but for less obvious creepy things. So I guess maybe, I don't know. I really hope that this is taken seriously and other people start to look into this. Where I actually.
Okay, so she blurted out here, but you can see me doing exactly what I'm saying there. There's two thumbs and then the hands. Just making that clear so we can understand that the thing she's doing with this is maliciously like wrong. I don't want to say that. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose, if she doesn't know what it is, right? But if you don't know what a stage kiss is, then What, like, you can see what I'm doing and it's not this, right? So why are you doing that? She's trying to make me look worse than it is. That's why.
Was kind of dumbfounded by this one because her caption, despite hiding it still up, which quotes, she graduated at is really what I'm discussing. Like, class of 20. Now, if we,
Okay. And she goes off into a little tangent here where
she graduated high school in the class of 8.
She says, sorry, let me get back to it.
Him literally liking this photo.
She says, I regret doing this. And she tried to spin that like she regrets the picture or whatever, but it's still up. She obviously likes the picture. She probably, maybe it was like a little awkward, and they are awkward. Like I said, that's why I don't do them anymore. But yeah.
With this caption, it's like, I'm trying to keep it as anonymous as possible. She graduated at age 18, like discussing here, and you can make your own decisions. I'm just sharing the information that is already on the internet. Moving on to the next photo. This is also a photo from 2016 when Diego was 20 years old, and if I go to this profile. So
okay, wait, let me. Okay, you can see me doing the same thing again. There's 2 thumbs and then the hands, right? So you guys are seeing the pattern here where they're
again that they graduate at the age of 18, which is actually being generous because I graduated at the age of 17. That would make her approximately 15 years old in that.
Okay, well, she's just going over that these girls are usually like 15, 16 years old.
Kissing photo. Moving on, 20 years old, and this girl, according.
Okay, look, same thing. You can see my 2 hands, okay, and then her face.
To her profile, and I really don't personally think a thumb makes much of a difference when you're a 20-year-old man and you're stage kissing a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, okay, and I can understand that though. I can understand that. Whenever people say, "Well, it's still inappropriate," yeah, I get it. That's why I don't do it anymore. But I'm just explaining why I did do that in the past. And yeah, of course, I don't do it anymore. Obviously, it's inappropriate. But I'm just trying to give context, right? Because whenever you just say, "Oh, you kiss underage girls," like there's no context there, dude. And it makes me look so much worse than it actually is. And there's no way that you can literally say you taking those pictures of stage kissing is literally just as bad as going out and just kissing a 15-year-old. That's just so disingenuous, you know? It's not the same, and there's so much context surrounding it that I feel like, was it okay? No. But is it understandable? I think so. And I've forgiven myself for doing those things in the past. Am I ashamed of it? Yes. Was it stupid? Yes, it was very stupid. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a horrible human being for smiling in a courtroom or not telling you about the assault that I didn't even fucking know about, or doing stage kisses for pictures. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a horrible human being for any of those things. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. With the stage kissing though, I don't do it anymore. I think that's the biggest thing, right? And it was inappropriate, not illegal though.
Stage kissing, I literally am using the word.
You can see me doing the same thing here.
As a joke, he's kissing these girls with his thumb blocking the part of his lower.
No, that's she's doing this again where
he's blocking him.
She's purposefully acting like it's worse than it is, and that's the thing. I don't know if she's being purposefully ignorant with that.
As a joke, he's kissing these girls with his thumb blocking the part of his lower lip. Some he's blocking more than others. I'll give him that, but what the fuck?
Some he's blocking it more than others, but what the fuck? No, like literally, you can see in every picture that I'm doing this. Like, I don't know, dude. Our lips never touch. I don't know if that's what you want to hear. Whenever you're doing a stage kiss, if both parties do it properly, your lips never touch.
This girl.
Like, oh, let me also say that sometimes they do it with you too. Like, you would do double thumbs, right? Like, you do their face and they do yours. That way, you're literally only touching hands. Like, I don't know.
Celebrated her 16th according to her profile in October of 20. You guys with verbalized proof is this girl who.
Okay. Same thing. You can see my thumbs are here. She blocks it out, though. Is this on purpose? Why are you blocking out the thumbs? I feel like that's on purpose, man. That's kind of gross.
Stage kiss Diego in 2016, and I actually unfortunately found a picture of her holding her driver's permit, which I will not be showing you at the age of that photo. Again, there's a thumb there. It is unacceptable. It's just blatantly unacceptable. You know, like I said, in some of these pictures, he's covering more with his thumb. In others, he's not. Personally, I think it doesn't matter. It's
Okay, yeah, and I agree with you. That's why I don't do it anymore. So that's the thing is like I'm trying to get past. I have moved past that part in my life. I decided on my own that the stage kissing thing wasn't a thing that I really wanted to do anymore. This was a while back. Back when like people would tell me that it's inappropriate, not just like blowing it up in this video, but like I mean people would tell me like personally that they think it's inappropriate. So that's whenever I was like, okay, well, we won't do it anymore, and I haven't. So I mean, we moved past that. I didn't do anything illegal. I don't think I really hurt those girls. I would hope to think that I did, and I would hope to think that it was actually a good experience and they got their picture. Although now it's kind of looking back on it and be like, oh, that's kind of creepy or weird or makes them uncomfortable, right? But it's not like I was going after them with any like trying to be a predator or like trying to take advantage of the young girls and doing it on my own. So yeah, let's just move on.
It's just fucked. And honestly, like again, the final time, we're not talking about illegality here. We're talking about immorality, and this is the type of environment he creates and actually instigates. This is his idea. These stage kiss photos. This has become an ingrained part of this entertainer's.
And this is what I don't understand this either. I've listened to this 3 times now. She's trying to say that it's part of my brand, that the stage kisses are what I'm known for, that people come to me for the stage kisses. And to that I would say no. I've been pretty successful on social media for the last 4 years. I haven't done any. In fact, I think I'm more successful right now than I ever have been, and I don't do them. That's not what I'm known for. It's not my brand. It was never my idea. It was never my suggestion to be like, hey, let me give you a stage kiss for a picture. Like, no. If it was ever done, it was usually because they wanted to do it or their friends wanted to do it. That is the only reason I would do it. It was not some plan for me. And let me just point out that only like maybe 1% of the girls there would even want to do a stage kiss. Most girls don't even want to do a stage kiss. It was just like 1% of them. And of those, like their parents would be with them. And I'd be like, is it okay? And most of the times their parents would say yes, or their parents would say no, and we wouldn't do it. But like, it wasn't some shady thing that was happening like behind closed doors like you're making it seem. It was always open meet and greets. Their parents were usually there. It was always their whatever they wanted to do, their picture, right? And once again, I'm not saying that it wasn't stupid. It was a really dumb idea, the stage kissing. I'm not going to do it anymore. Once again, I haven't done it for 4 years. So I think I've moved on from all this stuff, right? I've been able to forgive myself for all the things that you're bringing up.
Staged kissing photos with girls who, if these numbers are correct on their social media, are as young as 13 years old, and that's a problem. There is no, like, we shouldn't be fostering this type of, I don't even know what to call it. And to this day, I couldn't tell you if Brian still has Diego signed, but going back to that.
No, Brian has never and will never have me signed. I haven't talked to Brian in I think 3 years. I don't even know how Brian is involved in this. It just seems oddly placed. I have no idea why Brian Stars is in this, in the title of this video. It's very oddly placed.
He knew about these photos. I showed him these photos. In fact, I showed a lot of people these photos, and I was told to keep quiet about them. And you know, maybe I am personally a little biased because of my assault and my whole situation being stalked, and the fact that Diego single-handedly could have stopped all of that and didn't. Sure, maybe I have a bit of a biased opinion on these photos and the concept.
Well, okay, I don't think that she has a biased opinion. It's okay to think that stage kissing is weird, okay? Or inappropriate, or you think it's wrong or it shouldn't happen. I think that's totally fine. And even while I was doing it, I knew that some people felt that way, but I was willing to be like, "Ah, man, it's just for a picture. It's not weird." But then once people started like getting more serious about it, and like how this allegation is, where you're making it seem like I'm going after the young girls, that's whenever it was like, okay, I'm just gonna cut it off completely.
Stage kissing, but honestly, I don't really think I do. I've shown these in recent weeks to several people who have been like, how is this not, you know, trending? And I was like, you know what, I don't know how no one ever was unbothered by this when I brought this up years ago, and I really fucking hope that people are bothered by this now, because we need to stop making these types of people famous. I personally was victimized because of this person's fame, in a roundabout way, albeit, but like I said, I think he could have stopped me from literally being assaulted and stalked. And
I wish I could have, dude. I really wish I could have, because maybe we wouldn't be in this mess we're in right now. Like, I really wish that I could have stopped that from happening, or that I had the information, but I didn't, and that's the truth. I have no idea what else to say.
And also, like I said, it goes on tour, and the number one thing he does is these stage kisses. So.
Okay, it's not the number one thing that I do. Like I said, we would have hundreds of people in there, and fuck, it's not like even it was an everyday occurrence. It was just something that you can go look for pictures of Diego with fans and see me with thousands of different people. I'm not even joking, thousands. And then you're going to pull like I don't even care if you pull 50 pictures of me doing stage kisses. That's not even like a drop in the bucket, right? Like it's not something that I advertise that I would do or anything like that.
I'm out of energy, if you can tell. I want to say I'm sorry if this was not very concise. It's a really, like, this story, this whole situation spanned probably, like, a good 6-month period from start to finish, if not longer. It really, like, genuinely, besides actually being raped by 3 guys when I was 15, this was probably one of the most traumatic events in my life. Knowing there was someone out there who had the intent to take my life, and that there was absolutely no one, including my own boyfriend at the time, who gave a fuck enough to stop it, and was actually there to stop it. My manager, Brian Stars, did not have my back. In fact, he went so far as to sign my ex-boyfriend, Diegosaurs, who, like I said,
Not signed.
I feel could have stopped this entire situation. In the middle of the situation, he signed him because of all of the revenue it was generating him. And if this doesn't just go to show you how fucked up everything is on YouTube, in this scene, in general, I don't know what will. Things need to start changing, and it can start with you. Who you choose to consume is a really powerful thing, and he, as well as other people that do these creepy things, cannot have the power to do these creepy things if we stop consuming them, and that's what needs to be done. We need to stop getting, maybe initially get them trending to tell the world what they fucking did and how disturbing it is, but after that, we need to stop consuming them, stop engaging, stop interacting. These people need to go, or this community is going to be forever tainted, and that's all I've got to say. Thank you for listening to the story.
And with that final message, I think the point I take away from that is I've been doing so well for myself. I've distanced myself from all these things that have happened. All these things that have happened, like the stage kissing 4 years ago, me and you dating like 5-6 years ago. All of these things have happened so long ago, and I've distanced myself, and I've been doing so good for myself, like with everything, right? I've stayed appropriate. I have worked on gaming. Gaming is my passion. And I've worked on that, distancing myself from social media, from people that I feel like the young fans and stuff, like idolizing me. Like I didn't like any of that. I didn't like the drama. I didn't like this. So I've been doing so good for myself to get away from all that and just pursue my passion with gaming and, be a better person and all this stuff. And I think that I've really grown as a person since like me and you have even ever had an interaction. But yet here you are like trying to tear me back down whenever you're talking about a Diego that was 5 years ago. I don't understand. Like where does it end? When is there ever gonna be a point where you can forgive me and let me live my life, or is it gonna be every 2 years coming back to like this hell that I have to live through where I'm getting accused of things and I feel like I have to defend myself when, like, dude, all I want to do is sit in my fucking room and play games, man. I don't want to be dealing with this stuff right now. And it sucks. And I can understand that this was traumatic for you. But I feel like there has to be such better ways to handle this than just bickering with each other over YouTube. So those are my thoughts. I'm just gonna leave that here. Once again, that's just literally my side of the story. That's just my side of the story, and yeah, that's all. Everything I have to say. I love you guys. I'll see you later.